Welcome back everyone to Total War Pharaoh in part 18 of our Amenmesse campaign. In today's episode, Amenmesse is still here, a turn later, gathering up all the shiny bits he can from the settlement of Muwan. How much are you stealing, good sir? Going to show us here. He's actually got 300 food, 62 stone, and 97 wood. He's over there gathering up all sorts of goodies. And we are going to do a little bit of remodeling to the actual kingdom here. So I'm going to destroy this lookout post here in place of one of the upkeep production buildings. Trying to keep Amenmesse's very elite force here as cheap as possible. But we're also going to make Miam our new center of military. So I decided we're going to go ahead and destroy the gold market here. We were headed for a single turn, but there are better things to build on in. What we are going to do is add in the infantry barracks so that we can grab Amenmesse's faction unique infantry. And we're also going to add in the chariot building here in this province as well. Archers, I'm thinking we shall either have in Buhin proper or wait till we conquer our next pillar of civilization, depending on what is here at Nubbit for us to actually build up. Since we can't see the building browser, we don't know what kind of unique actual buildings are there for us to construct. Because here in Miam we have just no actual unique ones outside of the typical translators' quarters that are in each and every pillar of civilization. So here we can actually afford to use a few more of the slots on actual military. So we may go for the archers here as well. We'll just try to fix up our food in some of the other provinces later back closer to home. So let's go ahead and come on back towards Kerma. And we shall destroy first this building. I'm going to leave the archery range in for now because we're not sure exactly where that was going to be relocated. And I will go ahead and delete the native barracks back here at home as well as the infantry house. We'll replace those with either food or the gold market. Excellent. We could use some gold to speed these along, but I think we'll just let that take its course. We just need to build up a little bit more in terms of workforce here, which we're working on along towards our next. One must you stay here and keep stealing. Do as much stealing as you can. We'll just kind of keep an eye on everyone behind us because doing the stealing is making us enemies with the Miam here, who apparently are very friendly with all of the other Nubian tribes. So they're not very happy with us raiding and being at war with Buhin in the past. We did have a faction offer to become our vassal. They're up here above Dakla, but all of them, let me see if I can find them in our diplomacy here. I denied them due to the fact that they are one Libu nomads, which are all looking to stab you in the back. It was the Pharoah here.
Son of the Sands.
Pharafra? Nanutu. It says Nanutu is aggressive, he's a strategist, he's unreliable, agreements hold little sway, this one is not to be trusted, and he is an opportunist, so he is going to probably stab us in the back the second he sees any kind of weakness. So I decided, no, we probably don't want this man as our vassal, as he's likely going to get us into 2 wars he wants to fight, and then stab us in the back once we're engaged with something a lot stronger than him. So we will be conquering the Western Desert tribes. I think the Dakla tribe is going to be our next target there. And to make them irritated, let's go ahead and end this agreement. Our reliability will change by 0, and they're going to really dislike this. He's got a grumpy face, doesn't he? Carry your own torch then into the night desert. See, I have conquered enough of your peoples that I don't need your help. We have plenty of desert guides. He's just been running up and down, grabbing all of the different outpost buffs. And so we'll go ahead and come on into the Oasis then, because we have all of the extra resources laying around. It only costs 900 stone, which we have plenty of. Take this up to the maximized native barracks there in the Dungle Oasis. Make the Libu that we are recruiting at least hopefully stronger off the start. And then many of our enemies are going to be fielding. Amenmesse, you're going to stay there to make sure the Dave isn't mad that you haven't been moved. We'll just kind of scoot back and forth one time. One turn before the trade bundle wears off. So we'll raid once and we'll come back down and grab that.
Power and pride.
Pay some more homage. Just keep you in march.
Hear me.
Praying to Isis. If you don't have the prayer to set, we'll kind of bounce back up to the north again. Shouldn't be able to make it all the way, but if any Libu show up, we hopefully can respond in time. Huge, hopefully. Move quickly. I think what we'll end up doing is taking out this Egyptian lookout post. I'm gonna do that now, actually, and replace it with either upkeep reduction or the one for just the way station. That way we don't have to worry about any attrition on this side. We don't have to keep hitting the ISIS buff, which isn't actually going to be helping us in battle at all. The Anubis one is going to drop enemies' morale by a huge portion. The one to set, we can actually pull up the local deities to actually see what they do. So negative 24 to the morale for Anubis, and then for set we have, of course that goes to what is happening. By set we get more aura size and speed for all missile infantry, which is pretty strong, but not nearly as good as dropping their morale by 24, which is such a huge number.
Death to my enemies.
Okay, so we also have our next court action. We have one additional court capacity that we haven't filled just yet. I actually think the first commander is going to be the one we want. Making Set Nocti angry is not going to be a good idea, simply because he basically has a huge amount of sway with Ramesses. But I don't mind getting rid of him. They won't know it's us, of course. We'll go ahead and plot against, and we'll go ahead and threaten him to remove him from court position. Just a 100% chance to succeed off the start. Oh, having high legitimacy is the best. Cheat codes for the Pharaoh. Okay, so that's a 100% chance to succeed. What if we also try to grab the embezzle plot? Yoink. And we'll use that one over here on the Vizier. Enjoy. That's an 81% chance. We can go ahead and use our little bit of our gold or our court action next turn to undermine a little bit further. Just further increase our gold stores there. Awesome stuff. So here in Buhin, we could upgrade Shima. We just have the one. We need two for anything we actually want. Like the gold mine labor camp. They will love working for us. Or else. As for our next Conqueror action, the one from last turn, we had a summit with the local elders. The guiding voices of the region agree to your meeting. Went over my grand promises that they seem to trust you to keep. We will honor all of our promises. We're a different version of Amenmesse. How many ambushes have we really actually done? Almost 0. Send in a spy as an envoy of the local warlord. Claiming to be an envoy of a locally renowned warlord garners your agent a warm welcome through the city gates. And then we're able to poison the wells. Let's do it. That ups our native support to the 3rd tier, so we have even more axemen coming on in and some javelins as well. These guys don't seem nearly as deadly as my troops from Nubia, which hopefully means we should be able to run them over just as quick.
God Pharaoh.
God Pharaoh. Yeah, we need to quickly move up so we can grab some more other crowns here. I am very tired of wearing our cloth crown.
With the voice of the gods, I declare
The Nemes crown has served us well, but it's time to upgrade. This one is quite pointy. Legit. Some legitimacy. I think Deshret's the one we're looking for, though. Extra civilization points. Onward. We have how many lads that haven't been moved? No one, and Buhin has construction, so let's come on down to the man himself. I realize your shield is huge now. Doesn't look very wooden, but it still is a tower shield to be proud of. Due to the foresight of our illustrious elders, training and retraining elite soldiers now costs far less than it once did. Get to the mustering ground then and drill them to perfection. Upkeep production and a bit of recruitment cost faction-wide for our most expensive units, which is pretty incredible because even after losing that reduction to upkeep, we are still doing pretty well for ourselves. We've lost a few barter agreements with Nubit and Budo, and since we have no more agreements with Nubit, I think it's time for them to be destroyed. What say you all? So in Miam proper, I would like to kind of save for the Chariot Maker's Workshop. So one more turn, we'll add that one on in, and then we'll go ahead and turn around and grab the target yard. We have the native recruitment coming in at Hopod down here in Buhin, so you just have to kind of scoot a little ways down the Nile to recruit there. only foresight that I probably should have gone for is one that was actually on the Nile. That way you could land very easily and do the recruiting and keep moving on along from there. I think this will be just fine. Yam will save. Her oasis up to the Kushite delegate school. We'll have lots of friends in places that are not Egypt.
Not even your own father would care if I killed you.
Well, that's true because he is dead. Has been for a little bit here. Who are you at war with? Also, you gotta be careful here talking smack at wearing a pretender crown. Because we're coming on in to slay you. My unreliable allies. Prepare thine cheeks, Netahu. No. While having treaties, how do I don't have any treaties with these fools. Do we need to wait for a full turn? Alright, fine. One more turn of raiding, and then we'll attack. So, Amenmesse, you turn on back around.
Pharaoh.
Let's go ahead and grab the... I'm thinking about the Shrine of Anubis to drop morale by a huge amount. Let's do it. I'm going to build this immediately for 48 gold.
Rich beyond measure.
Money bags can handle it. That's just extra movement range. Still a pretty solid buff there, though, so let's grab that. And even if we can't do any raiding, we're well ready to come on back around and drop kick Nubit into orbit. We'll make sure no one can raise any of our outposts there. I figured raiding them enough was going to make them mad enough to declare on us first. Perhaps Amenmesse is a little bit too scary. So here at Buhin, take the lumber reserve up. For Ramesses, we can easily come on in here and grab things that are going to fix up our grain growth. So I think we're going to go for the reclaimed farmland. And then these are all gold areas. We could really boost up the gold production then with the apprentice goldsmith. Gold construction cost minus 20%. And we're going to miss out on that, but that's just fine. We'll build both of these on in. We've got a lot of extra. I'll spend some gold to speed this along. We've got so many resources from stockpiling them. It was definitely the best call there. Let's go ahead and have that construct immediately. We can speed that along for cheaper. We're just not going to do it right now. Down in Kerma. Have this one and boost up the amount of food we're making. We've got the granary over here. Up to 20% more food. Let's do all of the reclaimed farmland, and I will go ahead and delete the archery range. Makes me sad, but we're going to go for it. And I'll just grab this to be maxed here right away, which is perfect. Anything else done here in Kaaba? You really need to keep the walls just in case any invasions do make it all the way down south. I think everything else here is perfect as is. Although in Abu Ab, can I put in... The Champions Hall is great in place of the Beer Hall, only because it gives you a additional swordsman just to use for defense there, so I think that's what we're going to do. Take out the Beer Hall. Ooh, take it back, we're not above 80%. The News Crier stand it is. That's just because of the gold mine, it drops influence. People don't like being forced to work for no money, surprisingly enough. Couldn't tell you why that is. We're still not above 80% over here either. Even with the public square. Any way we could fix that? We could, but I don't think it actually matters that much over here. Just 10% more resources. As far as administration is concerned, we are pretty well and truly done there, so let's go ahead and have you grab the Shrine of Set, and turn on them back around. This one can be a shrine to nobody. Give us the trading post.
Here I go again, on my own.
On my own.
Mighty warrior.
Yeah, we've got one on both sides then now, that way we don't have to move all the way over here. Back over, hit the shrine again, and then we'll come back through to this one. Get moving.
I'll prove
Hold on.
myself worthy.
Set up is to Cham there. It's got 17 soldiers. So We would probably do well to set both these armies up so we can attack both at once. We've got a lot of excess food, so we could probably build up an army of Libu over here as well. Kind of wanting to wait to build up our next army until we had some of the upper Egyptians under our belt.
Bless my path, divinity.
Grab all of these prayers here and then the upkeep production, and then turn back around. We may need to switch the camera settings due to how often we are moving around as like such.
Hear me.
You turn on
Bless
up
my
north.
path, divinity.
You can really move thanks to the outposts. And I'm thinking if we can, he's gonna have to stay in March. So let's set you up outside of Tempa,
Keep moving.
and then we'll declare war on these clowns and try to draw them on over to fight in an ambush. He's still replenishing, but we have easily more elite units than him, which is pretty perfect. We could also come on over and actually drop off a few more of this
Fire of
fort here.
Nubia.
Honestly, both of them, before we get into a fight. Let's drop off some more of the Libu recruits, as they're the most expendable by far.
Death to my enemies.
God. A total of 7 archers. That's more than you normally need, so we'll just grab more infantry here in but a moment. We'll keep saving in Miam, and
Golden.
Amenmesse, you just hang out here. We can continue to trespass to make them angrier. Just don't know where their other armies are. It might backfire on us quite aggressively. Military indoctrination. I think we just continue down the upkeep faction-wide path, all the way down to the organized supply chains. The borders with Buto, we are going to try to...
Makes you a man of importance.
Giving you this much bronze is such a bad idea. In fact, I would love to start balancing out our own food, so we're going to go ahead and say no to renegotiating that one.
I fight for Egypt.
Narcotis would like trade, and he's just fighting the enemies. The invaders for now. So,
Do
yep.
you desire aid?
We'll take a non-aggression
from
pact.
the mighty? Certainly.
I stand strong.
No other real deals to be had for now, although Bay is thinking about wanting military access. I don't think I would trust him with any amount of access.
All will remember
When you get a
me.
random ambush here in friendly territory. Okay, so we're gonna let that continue to build up. Come on into our Thutmose actions here. Raid caravans and drop morale by an additional 10. Ourselves some more melee attack, or stage a prophecy. They whisper of your coming triumph, loud enough that your enemies may hear. Oh, definitely. We're staging a prophecy. This is our most elaborate siege yet. And as for our court actions, we can come on in.
Welcome to the halls of divinity.
Max out the embezzle there, so we're making sure we are getting plenty of gold. We can do nothing else, because I'd like to save. Beautiful. 2 more actions, construction in northern Nubia. Saving, and then Hezbollah needs to be
I'll
moved.
prove myself worthy.
He does. You come on out,
Stay alert, brothers.
my elite friend, and let's drop off some of our
With me, brothers.
new recruits here into this fort. Yeah, so let's go ahead and throw in 2 of the Nubian chariots, and then we'll do all of the swordsmen and the spears. So all of the swordsmen and the bows that are native recruitment. This works pretty well. It's now a very elite fort, and we'll keep you right here. Can you go into encamp?
Battle is my calling.
Hefty no.
On my way.
A hefty no. Just recruit you up some more archers then. You've got the Nubian longbows.
I need more blades.
Nubian
You
longbows
better
sound
have
great.
strong nerves.
Shite. Spears for next Shimsu Hor. We need to try to make sure we're using all of these guys that we can. We'll start dropping off all of the armored Kushite archers into the forts along our way. Same thing with the Kushite spears.
Hard men
We
for
get 2 of them
a hard
every
job.
Shimsu Hor. stuff. That's all we can get to for this turn. Back to Amenmesse. Senakti would like to trade stone for gold. You know who I am. Got some Nubian longbows. Construction is all sorted away. We've got lots of food coming on in now, which is awesome.
Ever wise.
Ever wise. Can I declare war on you goons yet?
Tired of this already.
I do too. I'd love to declare war on you. It's still treachery. I mean, do we really care? By -5. Smaller likelihood of successful diplomacy, however, betrayals are forgotten over time. You know what? Betrayal commences. So we're still trustworthy. That doesn't actually drop it that much. It didn't say it was going to be -7, but so it shall be. Alright, Amenmesse. Let's at least burn down this lookout post. We don't have to fight them. I don't mind throwing down with any kind of forts they might have in the background.
Taste my golden blade.
Shield bash them right out of existence. Raise that to the ground. And now we move on to conquer
Without
Muwa.
mercy.
Well, there is no one here. I love the purple feather, but you guys are very arrogant. Oh, that spin move works every time.
Defeat was
124.
never an option.
Eat was never an option. We'll go ahead and simply occupy the settlement.
This is ours.
No
my
reason to loot
gods.
what belongs to Pharaoh.
The gods reward.
Some more common light armor,
determination.
and we've got ourselves more sacred land. That is awesome.
Driven by injustice.
Driven by injustice. Scariest out of here, prevents rebellions. That's pretty up there. Or enables night battles. Let's see what the night battles are all about. Even more to our ardor then. We do actually have a Kushite Kapesh now. Only reason we're not adding that one on in is because it just gives you melee attack and armor piercing damage. I actually really like the breakthrough charges, which allows you to charge directly through defense and reflection, which is pretty awesome. But the regular old Kushite Kapesh has gone on down to someone who is elite in their own right. Ooh,
Here
plots
we
against
are.
us. Although
The
since you guys
center
have
of
almost
wealth
no,
and influence
unless it's
sees
Tazaret, you guys have zero chance to succeed.
I see.
Wait,
you
it's
choose
Tazaret,
your
and even
allies
with
wisely.
she has no legitimacy. And being the Pharaoh is cheat codes indeed. So we succeed almost 100% of the time, and they fail. Which will be.
worldly warrior.
How was Muwa looking? You have not built up my provinces properly, although happiness, food, and lumber is just fine. These ones are a building you were forced to have.
Live in me.
Okay, well, 6 workforce growth is exactly what we need. Let's go ahead and come on in. Grab the chariot building, as well as the archery building. Both at once is fantastic. Yam is going to be very dangerous. I am going to take out the irrigation ditch as well. We're going to try to see exactly how well we can perform without all the food in this area here.
Rightful heir of
We'll be
Egypt.
coming from Respa and Muwa instead. So outposts in Muwa, we have the Egyptian trading post, which is perfect. This is where the monument was. And for our last one, we can grab a... really need the fort. It's on the Nile, though, so I might take that back. But at least allow them to defend themselves if they're attacked from the water. We will throw in the fort here. We've got one in each of these provinces. The northern Nubian province needs some help. Let's go ahead and increase the influence as much as we can here by going for the Kushite favoritism. We'll just be making less gold. Alright, second to last, or I guess the absolute last conquest action here, we have a sin in as a spy, as a deserter, for even less happiness. Rouse the native warriors or encourage deserters. Replenishment disabled, damages the garrison. This is definitely the strongest one, because we have so much gold to throw around. So we have all of the reinforcements. Most elite reinforcements here. I can't wait. And in Wuhan, we could go for the walls here in Hapa.
Going where the wind blows.
I'm going to go ahead and throw those in immediately, just in case. One down south. Single turn for that one. Either way, we're going to have to start keep building up workforce growth again. It's a little bit amusing. Here, we can go for the granary. Really push the food production through the roof. It'll drop happiness by 2 at maximum, but we're at plus 35, so that should not be a problem. All the way up. Maximize food. More food means more soldiers.
Power and pride.
You guys hang out here. And I am thinking, although it does look like Miam is up to no good.
The fire of Nubia.
Adam, you could drop off a few more troops at this fort. Dungle Oasis already has plenty defending it. We've got an airplane going overhead. Oh, small prop planes. I'll pause, be right back. Alright, we should be good to go now, so we'll come on with
my enemies.
Amenmesse. I was going to come on over and drop off these troops, like I said. But let's just come on back over towards Impa.
For anything. March.
And I do want to declare war on these clowns. See if they're willing to come on over and attack. There's no way they could reach Dungle. It's this province. There's no way, so it will go into March. They'll likely do something foolish. Well, we've already broken treaties with these guys too, so we have to wait 8 turns. That I'm actually much more okay with. Do we have any deals with the Karga?
Give me one good reason to let you.
No, but they're actually very strong. So probably want to hold off on starting a war with them just yet. Okay, well in that case we probably should have come on over in March and dropped off the extra troops. That's what we're gonna do. March, hang out next to this fort so we can't get ambushed.
Move out. I stand unbroken.
Pray to ISIS. I actually think this is gonna be the best place to leave you. You all stay here.
I bid you welcome to the halls of divinity.
Perfect stuff. We have buildings available in Kawa. And I think the call is going to be increase the amount of food by 10%. We need to find that news crier stand. 2 additional influence should be all we really need.
Mighty warrior.
Drop your troops off. We can come on up
Get ready to move.
all the way to Miam. Across the
great
Nile, of
river
course.
carries me. Prepare to disembark.
He's going to zoom on up. We can recruit some more troops there quite easily. I think there is a fort down here too. We can drop off all the Kushite armored archers and spears recruits there. And I'm going to build this one in next turn.
Ruler of Kush.
Would be willing to drop off the
True
Nubian
Pharaoh.
longbows. What would be trading? Spearmen or swordsmen, which are basically also slingers. Or we could get another additional unit of Pharaoh Guard, which are quite dangerous. Very tough call. We will make it next turn, though. Pull with you real fast, any kind of extra.
I fight for
All are merely
We're gonna have to continue to smash our way up the Nile. Or down the Nile, because I believe the Nile is one of the only rivers that actually runs south to north. Alrighty then. In, and let's see what our new enemies try.
My greatness is
I
proven.
see no enemies, but they could be trying to sneak around. They could try to come through this area here, depending on what the gods they worship. I
Viceroy
don't believe there's
of
any way to
Kush.
actually see their pantheon, which would be kind of cool. There was a panel. Gives you all the information about who they worship and everything. I don't see any. They don't have any religious way stations at all. Well, I think we press our luck and go straight after Nubit then. We can come up the Nile and then just drop kick them into orbit.
Firstborn
There's
son.
no one here. We can bring Henna's met across pretty
I'll
easily to
prove
defend
myself worthy.
Muwa, so let's go ahead and have him come on over. Oop. Scoot up to Muwa.
Power and pride.
Meanwhile, Miyama will go up to the Vizier's Palace, which is awesome, and I'm going to construct that immediately. Law civilization back the old-fashioned way. Hasn't counted us just yet, so next turn that should add in an additional... Was it 20 civilization points? That's perfect.
Battle is my
You
calling.
come into
We've
Muwa.
arrived.
It was going to drop off some troops here, but we'll go ahead and construct this fort immediately.
My
And we'll
time
still
is
drop
now.
off the troops.
The
Go ahead and
fire
do
of Nubia.
the archer recruits.
Set up for
You come on back. And then we can grab in some spears.
strong arms and stronger stomachs.
And possibly another unit of royal archers.
Make your name or die.
Right. Alright, City of
Driven by
Nubit, are you ready to
injustice.
fall? Oh, wow, once again, the garrison has been... If you ever get the option to damage the garrison, that's the one to go for. I'm not sure if they're taking attrition over time, but now the second time in a row we've gotten there, and they're down to 5 units apiece. We are playing on very hard
I
difficulty.
was bound to dominate.
Normal for the battles themselves, but very hard for campaign. Now let's go ahead and throw in as many ladders as possible. Oh, beautiful. Set here for a turn, and even if they come over to fight
They can
us,
starve a
we
wild
should
dog.
get those reinforcements. Should get. That's what they fixed in the last patch. We'll see. Otherwise, things will get
I
really
won't
spicy.
hold back. Death to my enemies.
And recruiting does not can't actually move any further up north. So we just want to make sure everything else is ready to weather any kind of storm that may come their way. Buhen, we just need to save for the Grand Copper building there. Yama. We would just be slowing down our copper or our bronze production, so we're gonna not do that for now. Everyone else was pretty much just waiting on more Libu to show up anyway. So come on down to the monument. You come on across
I'll prove
to
myself
the
worthy.
fort.
I stand unbroken.
Let's zoom these guys around. That's just a bunch of Libu tribesmen, so I'll go ahead and give you these chargers as well as the recruits I've got on me. Not going to be the most sturdy of forts, but that doesn't really matter.
Courage is everything.
Come on back towards the Dungle
Protect
Oasis
the city.
and recruit up
Glory
some more of those chargers, since they don't cost bronze.
You answer.
Take it back. Let's try out these Libu warriors. They've got to have better stats overall, right? 54 damage, 44 and 32. Yeah, they're just better overall. They don't cost that much in terms of bronze. Anything, we may just go for one more Royal Archer.
Line up. Let me see.
Line up.
Mighty warrior.
Let me see. As soon as we conquer more land up here in the north, I'm going to throw in another army to help us defend and fight against the Nubit here. So as soon as we conquer Nubit proper, that's when we should be able to start recruiting in the Upper Egyptians. It's just letting us know it is conquest time, so let's come on in
Here
and...
we are. The center of wealth.
She's not
and
going to
influence in
threaten
Egypt.
the Viceroy successfully, but they keep trying. with Ozeret herself, we could just steal more legitimacy from her. We use a little bit of our leftover gold.
Egypt is dangerous enough without friends in the right places.
You don't even know how right you are. We have been stealing your legitimacy for so long.
Power and pride.
And as met, let's go ahead and give you a bit more upkeep production. Missing some construction down and across the way there. Let's go for the final Royal Goldsmith. Awa can have the upgraded Public Square for more happiness. And then in Buhan, we're just waiting. Beautiful stuff. Back up to Amenmesse. And that's not Amenmesse. He's way up here near deep in enemy lines. And the turn. Alright, they haven't come on over to face us. And I don't see any additional troops. They're likely up here in Hechpa. They weren't waging war against anyone, so I'd have no clue. Well, they were against all of the raiders, but I don't have any clue where their armies are. Would love to take this one and force our way into the mountains here to attack Uas and grab ourselves even more bronze. Let's have ourselves a siege against
Time
Nubit.
to strike.
Got lots of siege equipment. We're going to overwhelm them pretty aggressively. I really want to see our upper Egyptian troops. We've got Hesh warriors. Thank you. Time to wield the space-cutting lightsabers from Egypt. Ooh, sweltering to a sandstorm. Have ourselves a bit more of a cinematic battle, so let's deploy. Lots of towers they have on this side here, so let's find something a little bit more fragile. Although Nubit seems to be very well defended. Oh yeah, look at this city. Beautifully well done. A quick flyover. Deserves it. Again, imagine when the blood packs one in. Huge statues to... I'm not sure if this is Osiris or Ptah, but it's one of the two. Grand Temple itself, and then they got their defense tower kind of in the middle of the settlement. Beautiful stuff. I just want to go here for a vacation. Or to visit without all the bloodshed. Find the right day. They do have actually reinforcement. Oh, so is it... This is all of the reinforcement... Oh no. You poor fools. The only people hiding behind the walls should be very weak. Let's go for siege towers here. We'll just turn an attack once we have dealt with the reinforcements. Quite a ways away, so let's let them walk on over to us. I don't feel like going all the way to them. Set up like this. Grab the rest of our lads, bring them on over. I want... How many towers we have, or the ladders we have total is 4. So we'll keep 2 of the towers here. Ladders, that is. We can try to overwhelm these 2 tower positions. Would have them off a guard mode, but drop their equipment for now, and then these 2 bring their equipment on over, so our reinforcing squad can also get up and over the walls. Wow, that's going to be a murder box. We want them to come on up over here. Good luck, lads. So you guys drop your towers. And let's get on over here to do some bashing of these reinforcements. Oh, they already dropped theirs. Might do a similar thing we did last time and have them come on over and actually drop them off, but I forgot that the reinforcements come on in immediately, so let's come on back over and change that plan right away. We'll leave you guys back and have you pick up the towers. So Pharaoh Guard, we're going to leave on the other end of this hill. All of the Taseti archers have kind of a layer of fire as they come on over. Up on the hill here. Blast the idiots as they come on over. Listen, then we got Seti over here. We've got no chariots, so no matter what, we can just kind of blast them and retreat as needed. Armored archers up front. I wouldn't mind being able to blast them and retreat from there. That really throws our whole strategy kind of out of whack, so just keep on this sand dune. Oh, there's spearmen. You guys do manage to close that gap. Royal chariots over here. Nubian ones on this side. Got the just center line just in case anyone makes it on through. Amenmesse, we don't even really need you over there. Let's kind of keep you back with the towers. Cheering people on from the back lines there. All of our infantry. We'll keep the runners in as well. All of the archers grouped and in guard mode. The only two we're missing is the longbows, so we're bringing them up. Try to convince them going up the center line is a good idea. Pull them a little ways forward. The more expendable they become. Let's get it started. Reinforcements are coming in as well, which I really would like to see a change to this box here. It becomes quite obtrusive. If you put it down and put it back up, the bug is still in place where they are, it starts crawling up the screen very slowly. Which is as horrifying as you'd expect. Alright, here come reinforcements. We're just going to leave the R's back. Have you guys start walking. We'll deal with you guys in a moment. Bring it on.
Chariots onward.
Let's move up and start harassing you guys too. Move up so we can start harassing this army on their way in. Have all of our archers kind of take a little bit more of an aggressive position at the Pharaoh Guard as well, just in case they manage to make it past. There's a fair few of these guys here.
They'll never get inside.
Slow motion these upper Egyptians as they move through. I don't have the hotkeys set for slow-mo on this one just yet. Towels flapping is a little bit funky. It turned into PowerPoint. They've got a little bit of armor coming on in, but it looks like this is mostly unclothed fellas. These guys got some pounding sticks. Hopefully they might be able to do some good against us. Zoom over to our reinforcements. Boom, let me just check to make sure they're not doing anything goofy. Just stay here, and we'll get back to you in a moment. We have a murder to accomplish on this side. Once we do accomplish one over here, we're pretty well set up. So all of our dangerous archers there are going to try to go towards one unit. We need to keep adjusting these guys here. Yes, indeed. So you guys switch over to Flaming Shot. Make them quite scared to continue to face us. Blasting into those slings there.
Archers shoot. Ride onwards.
Keep moving forward. They've got nothing but javelins in the back line, so we should be able to deal with them pretty aggressively.
Into position.
Move to club these fools.
Meet your end. Pushing on.
Time to back up so we're not getting taken out by archers.
Bring them down.
Fight hard.
Those guys are already starting to flee, which is perfect. They don't even make it through the charge.
Fight as one.
They've got javelins. Go ahead and come on through.
Marching. Together, brothers.
At the fire.
Upper Egyptian javelin throwers, we're not impressed.
Release.
Keep launching the flames in. Scare them off like that.
Marching on. Fight hard.
And the guys in the back are gone.
Tear them apart.
And they're all just sitting up here. There's only like 3 of them. Archers, let's go ahead and have you guys just come on around. Over here.
On the march.
Slings do the same. Have these clubmen pick up the 2 towers. There. Can't have to hit the walls just yet, so we will not. The entire reinforcing army's gone. Our chariots are getting lit aflame. Oh, there's the victory. They saw the reinforcements fall, and they were like, yeah, no, absolutely not. We give up. Fair enough. I'm going to run down these reinforcements for the experience. I will catch you all in a moment. The shield is far smaller than mine. Ooh. That was a very aggressively decisive victory. We only lost 4 in the fighting, and I'm disappointed in each and every one of you. It was likely due to friendly fire, too. 416 kills for our Nubian chariots, which is absolutely awesome. They didn't really put up much of a fight, though, did they? Don't mind if I do.
This city belongs to us.
It does. It's our job to build up civilization from rubble. So this is also a tier 3? Absolutely not. We just have to build up some of our workforce. We're good to go. Let's go ahead and we've already got the native recruitment center. That is perfect. This is our first native recruitment area that actually has access to chariots as well.
I will take what
The
is
upper
owed
Egyptian
to me
chariots, which are
by
skirmish
any
chariots.
means.
As well as the Kush warriors, which seem pretty solid. We'll have to see if these guys are as good as Amenmesse's Royal Guard, which actually have 120 units as opposed to 90. Perhaps these guys aren't nearly as effective. Scripted Axemen seem pretty decent. What is that? Got kind of the Skaven ability where... Oh no, it's more like the one from the SFO version of the Empire, where they have inspiration, so as long as they're right next to a friendly unit that has more morale, or at least 60 morale, they are inspired and have more attack and defense. Seems pretty great to me. Mace Axe Warriors. Oh yes, we definitely need plenty of these guys. Strong against shields. Well, that's basically what our Pharaoh Guard are, isn't it? They look almost identical. So maybe we don't need any of these guys. Nubit for now has the trading post and the way station. Let's go ahead and take out the way station for one of the different shrines.
Warrior of Nubia.
And as met, I'm gonna have you jump into recruiting just one more time here. We have you do so and move closer to Uwas. Yep, perfect. Northeast Nubia is Hetpa and Uwas. Are both very heavily defended. Probably a good idea to set up and wait for them to come to us.
I'll prove myself
So let's
worthy.
pretend like we're not here at Mu'a. Come on out and grab the upkeep production.
Battle is my calling.
Way. Also, is just waiting to give us all of our event messages there. Using sabotage in your recent conquest, your efforts have been rewarded with resources. You've been given 250 of something. Great.
Glory, Becca.
How can I snag you any elite troops off the bat here, just so we don't have to sit for a turn? Trade spearmen will work out just fine.
Men for a
You
hard
even have some
job.
upper Egyptian javelin throwers, which is very strange. So why are we getting some elite units? Is this just lads sending us a tribute in form of soldiers? Egyptian javelin throwers at 47 missile damage. Let's try out some actual javelins that have what seems to be some eliteness to them.
Line up. Let me see.
Line up. Let me see. Let's come up to our obelisk here. We'll pay some homage to the ancestors and we'll go into an ambush. Sneaky, sneaky.
This should surprise them.
Yeah, we hope so. I'd like to at least know where their armies are hiding. I mean, all of this land belongs to me, they just don't know it yet. Oh, here he is.
True Pharaoh.
Oh, what happened to your armies?
My
Oh,
will
you're
is
not doing
absolute.
so well. Will is absolute. Go ahead and demolish this building. Healing Hall, I don't mind keeping for now, but we'll also go ahead and take out the Proving Grounds. Root rank +3 is pretty solid. For now, we'll leave it on it. I would like to add some upper Egyptians in at least one of our army. I'd really like Amenmesse's force to be, since he's the pharaoh, to have troops from all over. So maybe these Kushite spearmen will get put into the fort behind us. We can grab some upright spears. They do more damage, but they seem to be worse in just about every way. Maybe not. Or I guess I was looking at the wrong unit. That would be part of it. So they are still worse in just about every way. They have more charge bonus, though. Interesting. Well, do I want any upper Egyptian units? They seem to be not nearly as effective as my Nubian troops here. They may have gaps, but they're still best in slot at what they do. I think if anything, we might grab in. You don't even really need the upper Egyptian armored archers, because they're basically the same as my Kushite ones. Let's find out. Renowned Kushite archers. They have less morale than the Kushite archers, but it looks like if you train them up, they should actually be better overall at melee attack and defense. Just that they do less damage and have less ammunition. I'm thinking we're going to stay with what we have. The warriors from Nubia and the Pharaoh units. Once we move on through out of Nubia, though, then we will add in
Pharaoh.
another lord here. Have them start recruiting in some upper Egyptians. Good. Iron barters with the Dungle.
Oasis welcomes you, friend.
Some stone for some food. He really doesn't want any of our food. He wants a lot of wood and some bronze. Being a little bit greedy there, my friend. You're lucky we have excess laying around.
For gold and glory!
For wood and bronze. Eventually, though, we can force him to join our faction
We bow
through
no more.
shrewd means. What else we gotta get going here? Port action, settlement upgrade here in Mu'wa. That's definitely the best call. Mu'wa up to snuff quickly. Discredit Tal's Red a little bit more here, that way we can make sure that that succeeds.
The well-educated should always work together.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Working together. Find out exactly what that means. Can we now switch our Thutmose area over to the next? Oh, indeed. Next would be Waset. Waset owned by Waset proper. They are indeed, and where we trading with
rid
them.
me of your presence sooner.
We have a non-aggression pact with Waset. And we need Waset. You just wait, brother. Let's start up the... We'll start up the conquest towards Waset. Agreed. And we'll start the conquest now. Initiated. It doesn't actually give you any kind of negative penalties to their relations at all. Find a route in at night, a gift to the local warlord, or sending a spy in as a deserter. Start building us up some reinforcements right away, as it's been able to have us overwhelm the settlement pretty aggressively. And I really don't want to destroy Waset at all. We need to keep everything in order, that way we can rebuild civilization. Since no one else seems interested in it. Alright, Al-Qadazar.
Warrior of Nubia.
We will just have you bounce back up to make sure your upkeep is always in effect. Keep production, that is.
Warrior of
You
Nubia.
want up towards Impa as well.
I stand unbroken.
Back down to pray to Isis once more.
Mighty
Walk all the
warrior.
way to Timpa. That sounds great.
Death to my enemies.
Stay right outside the settlement.
The fire
Meanwhile,
of
we'll give
Nubia.
you more of the slings you're lacking now, or maybe some composite bowmen. Cows bronze, but we're
When I call you
effectively
answer.
doing pretty well for
Make
bronze.
your name or die.
Name or die. Try some upper Egyptian conscripts. Yeah, let's try them.
Are you strong enough?
We will find out the old-fashioned way. Now just wants us to do some construction in Buhin. We are going to continue to wait until we have the 5. So it's going to be 1 turn, and we can add on in... Excuse me. Our Grand Copper Repository. In Buhin's mighty walls resides an even greater strength, treasure trove of copper, and the wellspring of Egypt's bronze-clad military might. The north, well to the north, and we'll end our turn.
The gods reward determination.
Alright, it's harvest season once more. Looks like all of our plots were successful, of course, and Tal'Zareth failed. Now that we no longer have a first commander, we need someone to fill in and take the spot, so Al-Qadazar is now our first commander. Excuse me. Claim position and give it to Al-Qadazar. There we go. Now we've got the flanking maneuver ability. For own army, what is that? Set army wages, so we can allocate costs. Cost reduction in certain areas. So club units, we can make them cost more. Is that what he was up to, making all of the units cost more? Or is that cost reduction? It's definitely cost reduction. Okay, so club units... No, let's make our bow units far cheaper. There we go, so bow units and chariots. How we keep up the pressure.
Pharaoh.
Oh, they damaged it. Nice and cowardly.
God Pharaoh.
We'll move up to this position.
Amenmesse.
Amenmesse has his final title unlocked now, so extra movement at sea. We definitely want the armor. Where's my blood of old Kush? It's hiding. Oh, we've already got it equipped. So that means we need to find something else. Bronze and food upkeep production for 250 gold income drop. That is pretty awful. Strong vigor, shoot while moving, or just replenishment and speed. I think we definitely are going to take the extra ammunition. And then more movement. Getting there on Overseer of Sieges and the Friend of the Commoners. That's like an absolute monster, bound by Vengeance 1. So extra missile damage against Seti, gold upkeep production for all the units in this army, and then we lose missile damage against Tal'Zareth. Which is strange. They kind of force you into a disadvantage against one of your foes. I wonder if the other lords have those and who they have their strengths and weaknesses against. Seti's would obviously, I guess, be against Amenmesse, or maybe he has strengths against Amenmesse since they're meant to kind of butt heads, and he has a weakness against Ramesses? I don't know. Be interesting to see. You were aware of what those strengths and weaknesses are, go ahead and put those in the comments. Love to find out. 20 people defending. I think it's a good idea to grab the defense building here in Miam as well. So we don't have to worry about any kind of nonsense swooping in and stealing our goodies.
Spirit and pride.
We did lure Winifey in, but their armies are so pitiful that I don't know what they're up to. What is his strength rank? Strength rank 5. He's gotta have some armies sitting in the back. These have to be
Power and pride.
trying to throw me off, right? I don't trust it at all, but
The struggle never ceases.
let's try to move up and through this direction. We can go into an ambush right
Move out.
up front. We do have to worry about the armies that Tal'Zareth is wielding, but I don't think
Words
she...
often succeed where weapons
We're neutral
fail.
for now. Turning towards -8. It'll be alright. If she does attack, we should be able to turn around and deal with it. Same thing with you there, Amenmesse. Let's move as far forward as we can.
Fortune ahead. I won't
Sneak
hold
up on them.
back.
Here in Nubit, we will add in our 4th general, or our 5th general. We've got one with who's a magician's apprentice. He's cultured, cowardly, underhanded, and pious. Raised in the wild. Oh, perfect. Being born into a life of struggle has made them purposeful and tenacious. We also found them in a pack of lions. Or a hedonist. We probably don't want a hedonist. Imperialistic, cautious, irreverent, and underhanded. Barbaric. And blunt. We do want melee defense, so I'm thinking we'll have ourselves a Magician's Apprentice. Very
The
on
might
theme.
of Nubia. I expect strong arms and open hearts.
Strong arms and open hearts. Let's get some normal old Upper Egyptian swords to hold the front line. And then we can give you some Kushites to hold the sides. Yeah, Kushite archers, then Kushite spears.
Come explore with me.
Come explore with me. And then as far as normal old recruitment, we will just snag ourselves some Upper Egyptian chariots and give them
Fine selection
a
of
good
warriors.
old try.
God Pharaoh.
The Dinian wave is still incoming, or still invading. The weirdly cautious invading armies.
Ho will separate the weak from the worthy.
Utmost action. Hiring a native champion, infamous warlord, or attack the water supply. Their drinking water diverted, the city so soon run dry. Go ahead and hire an infamous warlord for additional reinforcements. The expired barters and a few bit of construction to do. Let's go ahead and zoom around it. And also can use some goodies. Sand Scorpion Libu Cape Armor. Long, flowing capes which blend perfectly with the blinding desert sands. Which would be very interesting. We have our lord be very sneaky. Give him some composite armor to start here. A common medium shield. Then he can have the Raider. The Magician's Apprentice. As far as followers, let's go for... I think this Porter is probably pretty good, and the Dancer. Give us some happiness in the province we've just conquered. Let us for more workforce growth, and then the workforce drop for everything in this region. Seems pretty solid. He's got not enough competency to actually grab any titles to start. Work our way towards that.
Let us band together.
Let's band together. We'll give you one set of chariots to keep the area that
Be
much
my
more under our
brothers in
control.
arms.
Alright. Nubit has the Nihilometer. In goes the priest to divine the coming forth of Subnet. Out he goes, somewhat worse for wear, mud spattered and wet, to announce that it is time to sow our grain. 60% more food in the province. Oh, so is this the one we've decided to make military, or... We can make this one all for food, so 60% more in this province, and then 10% faction-wide. Food woes are soon to be no longer. Grab the translator's quarters and build it immediately. I think we'll go ahead and demolish the healing hall, as well as the proving grounds, after we've built in the, or at least recruited in a few units for this guy, because he's giving us one additional, which is pretty important. Down in Buhin, we can definitely go for the copper repository. Build it immediately, too. Probably not this time. Adam hasn't been moved. We're going to have him grab the extra movement, and then the prayers once more.
Bless my path, divinity. Battle is my calling. I am in
Move
your
these guys
hand.
up and down, but I will finish off their movement. For now, though, I'm going to be out of time for today. I have been Space Wizard Total War. I believe a like for the like god and a sub for the sub though. I'll see you all in the next one.